Okay, so welcome to Runecasting Wednesday. Let me start by thanking all of you. Thanking all of you who have tuned in, who have stepped in and given me a little moral support during this whole ordeal with the shot. This time, the second one took me literally 2 days to recover. And the thing is, not all the symptoms hit me at once. On the night of, I spent all night kind of hanging out in the bathroom. Nausea was bad this time. Let's see, what else happened? Then there was the aches, which oddly enough started in the arm. That much I expected, but not to the extent that it was. The arm hurt worse than ever. The next place it went was, strangely enough, to my sides, my core, and that's where it stayed. So I was very stiff pretty much all day. That was Monday. And on top of that, I just had no energy whatsoever. Yesterday was a bit different. I had a little more energy, but I was still wiped. And the pain moved from my core to my about mid to lower back. I had sweats, I had chills. Yeah, it was pretty awful. But the weird thing, no fever. I had been checking it and no fever. It was really, really strange. Still a little kind of kinked today, but I'm able to move. Got a little bit more energy than yesterday. Still feeling pretty gnarly, but it is what it is, and I gotta get back to work. So I also have to get back to doing these readings, because to me they matter. And I get the feeling that to some of you they may matter too. So, Runecasting Wednesday, we know what this is about. This is a reading of the runes on the day named after the Allfather himself. So, significator for today is Vigvisir. You're providing direction. You know, the thing about this is called the Viking compass. We all have our moral and ethical compasses. When we don't follow them, disastrous results can start occurring. You know, bad things can happen. We can go into uncharted territory very quickly. And that uncharted territory may be uncharted for a reason. But when we follow it, we tend to have some pretty good results. But guess what? Today is the day for you watching this right now. You're going to be that compass. You're going to be the guide. And who is guiding us? None other than Yggdrasil itself. And this is reminding you that you belong. You are a part of something greater. Remember yesterday, the Nine Worlds card did not come up yesterday. That came up in a personal reading. But the Nine Worlds are the fruit that hang off of this tree. And some of it is right down here below its roots. If you look throughout many ancient cultures, they all have depictions of a tree of life or a world tree. And guess what? You're a part of that. So you're going to have to zoom out a little bit today and get that bigger picture going for you. So, how do we do that? Well, let's start with these runes today. And wow, oh wow. This is about to get really today's about to get really super interesting. There's been a lot of this coming up. A lot of these types of messages. Healing, primarily. But we do have birth and rebirth. We're born into this world. We do experience, death throughout our life. I mean, that's a given, that's a staple, that's how it is. Certain things have to die, certain aspects of us have to die in order to make way for newer aspects. Think of how you were, say, 10 years ago. Are you still the same way now, or have you changed since then? Go back 15 years. How about 20? Have you changed since then, or are you the same? But also, we have physical and spiritual regeneration in Berkano. And that physical and spiritual regeneration that is something to look at. Also, fertility. Now, fertility doesn't have to mean, it doesn't have to be sexual, it doesn't have to be reproductive. Fertility can be anything. Is your mind a fertile ground for your ideas? And that's only one of many examples. But today is a day for you to have that, and possibly even provide it, as this is your current situation. Now your action is right here in Perthro. We've been here before, and this being only the second reading of the entire new year, this is where we have to trust our intuition and our psychic sense. We all have it. And some people will claim, oh no, that's not me, I don't have that. Well, allow me to call bullshit. Because this particular rune, Perthro, the dice cup, it's also a symbol of good luck. So you're going to have some of the best luck of the bunch today. And it's important to share that. Now, how do you share it? Very simple. Ansus is that knowledge and communication. And you have to be clear about it. And here's the really fun part of this. We actually got one rune from each of what's called an et. So the Ansus rune is from Freya's et, the Berkano rune is from Tyr's et, and the Perthro rune is from Heimdall's et. This Ansus rune is also indicative of Odin, the Allfather himself. And this is going to be advice from a wise person. But that person, remember, it's you today. And if you need to seek advice from someone wiser than yourself, then today is a good day to do it. But this sitting in the outcome position, more likely than not it's going to be you. And you may be the channel for someone else's wisdom. you really have so much going for you today that just kind of looking at the entire spread here, you will be contributing something to the much larger picture. Your role may be just something small. And there's kind of a dark joke that I once heard from a friend of mine from Russia. And he said, this guy dies. He was on a train ride and died before he reached his destination. He gets before his creator and he says, you know, nothing ever happened with my life. You know, I never did anything important. Why did you create me? And he said, think back to your train ride. I said, okay. He said, you went from the car at the back through you went into the dining car. Do you remember that? He said, yes. He said, okay. He said, now you sat down, you had your dinner, and you were headed back to your car when you passed a table, and there was only one other person in the dining car, and he asked you to pass the salt from another table to him. Do you remember that? He said, yes. He goes, and did you do that? He said, yes. He said, that's why I created you. Just a small role. And you know, speaking of this communication card, one of the things I like to say is, and I actually saw this happen on Twitter. Don't know how true it is, don't really care. But someone had posted that they had lost their sense of self-worth in sort of a cruddy relationship. And some random person at a pizza joint thought she was hot and told her so. Just letting someone know that they're worth it. You never know what that could do for somebody. Might make them go for some real gold there. And that could be you today, reminding someone of their self-worth. You could be reminding you of your own self-worth. And I tell all of you this all the time. I will repeat it till I'm blue in the face and purple in the lips. You are an incredibly powerful person. The words you speak are incredibly powerful words. The things you do are incredibly powerful deeds. And if that's not true, if you don't matter, if you're just one person, then let me ask you, why does everyone around you want you to do what they want you to do? If you're so insignificant and you really don't matter, then it wouldn't matter whether you were in favor of some political cause, say gun control or abortion or mandatory shots for everyone, regardless of whether or not they're allergic. Right? But notice, all those people who want to be tin-pot dictators, whether they're on one side of book burning or the other side of book burning, either way they're book burners and they want you. Because you matter to their cause. To me, you only matter to the causes you ascribe to, so get to it. Thank you so much for joining me. It's still green tea. Besides, I've heard that post-shot some green tea and antioxidants and things like that are really good for you. just remember I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. Speak well, my friends. And as always, friends, family, neighbors, shine on.